What's up, guys who are watching? Tell me how my audio, how my video quality is. I think we're gonna do good today. Jumpin' Jack, what's up, man? We got some things to talk about today. Ben, what's up, man? Thank you. Appreciate that. Jack, I appreciate that too. Perfect. We have a few things to go over because I put out a video about the new CVO, and man, this is probably the worst feedback I've ever gotten. And but I don't understand why. It's a Harley channel, but you know, a lot of guys have given a lot of bad feedback because of the price range on the CVO. I'm gonna get into the conversation in a little bit, but I'm gonna wait till a few more people join, and then we'll go from there. Brian, Anthony, what's happening? Tweedledee, what's happening? How's that bike running? I know it sounds like a champ though. Hope my audio is okay here. Sorry if I'm making it like a bunch of noise, guys. I'm trying not to. It's gonna be interesting. I need some feedback from you guys today. I'm answering questions, guys, so don't worry if you guys got questions. I'm answering questions. Richie, what's up, man? Chauncey, Wednesday, I might be able to stop by there. It'll be late afternoons though, man. That's kind of how I work, you know, my schedule. Tweedledee said he got a race coming up with, you know who? I don't know who. I want you to say it. I want you to say it. I'm about to get into a good conversation. L's on 2, what's up, man? I know your bike's running good, I've heard. Audio, video still good, guys? Hell's on 2, so he's a rough dude. A few more people get in, and I just want to go over a few things, man. A few more people. I'm going to show you guys something, too. You know what? I'm going to show you something. And this is only if my guys are on live, they can catch this. Checks all the boxes. Everything costs big bucks today. Brian, you're absolutely right, man. Price only matters when you don't want to spend the money, right? Am I right or wrong? Because if you're willing to spend, you don't care about the price. You just go and throw the money at it, and then you deal with it later. But I can understand, you know, 55, 58,000, that's a lot of money. But this is a Harley channel, so we're more into what the bike actually does. Okay, it's not an Indian, it's a Harley. And I just got so many complaints about it trying to be in it. It's not. It's definitely not. It's not even in the same ballpark. Few more people. Let me show you something real quick. Guys, I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can. I'll even move it back a little bit. I want you guys to see this. Give me a second. Give me a second. It's something new that's coming. I just haven't had a time to do a video on it. But it's just something different. I'm going to do a video on this, guys. I'm going to do a video on this. This is the perfect two-up, the perfect big guy seat. Backrest does move. You can lock it in place. I'm going to put out a video on this. I want you guys to be ready to catch this video. A lot wider than the other two, than the Freedom, than the Venom. The back is a lot wider than both Freedom and Venom. But this is like that secondary seat you run on the bikes, guys. This is not, it could be, like if you're a big guy, man, 250, 300, you know, big guys run a seat like this. You need, I'm gonna turn it around a little bit so you can see how wide this seat actually is. You do need something like this. And I'm just bringing this out because all my big buddies have been asking for something like this. And badboyzcyclez was able to get this to me to kind of like show it off, make a video, and pretty much, you know, showcase what these guys are bringing to the table. This is going to be a good seat. Now, I'll put this away. So if you didn't catch it, you didn't catch it. All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right, let me get back to the questions. I better go back and read some of this because there's two people on here that I know talk a little reckless, so I better go back in here and clean some stuff up. Let me see what we got. Oh, goodness. Anthony Burrell, I'll answer your question in a minute. Don't worry, I got you. Tweeter D ain't got no raise. Checks all the boxes. Pick up your bike. I don't know what that meant, Anthony. What's the difference with what we pay to build bikes? Vernon, what's up? Okay. All right, so I think we got enough people in. Am I still good on video? Audio, still good? I'm going to talk about, let me just go through the questions first before I start my, my opinion. There's a question on here and he's asking, do you put a stage 4 in the bike when you buy the bike? That stage 4 would be from Harley, I'm assuming. So yes, you can. What I know, I would go aftermarket with a, you know, if I was going stage 4 or something like that. These guys are rough. If I was going stage 4, I would always go aftermarket, but I gotta have a reputable shop do it. If not, I'm going stage 2, calling it a day. Stage 2, call it a day. If you want the longevity, if you want the miles, if you want that peace of mind, go to stage 2. You can build yourself a nice stage 2. I've been preaching this since the beginning of my channel. You can have a nice stage 2. There's some guys that can build you a nice motor. If you want to go something a bit bigger, go down to allamericancycles. That's the only person I can kind of like, you know, put some respect behind when I say that because I've seen what they do. So if that's what you want to do, if you want power, go somebody who's reputable, who's going to keep your bike running, and we'll be able to give you some power. Let me move over a little bit. Let me let you guys see the bike. I know I'm all in the way. Let's see what we got. Ryan, why you do me like that, man? Ryan said we love the Harley, but let's get some Jigsaw content for us street bikers. Ryan, okay, this is why I don't. I took a vote a long time ago, and they voted that street bike down. So I was like, it's just sitting. I don't even know if it'll start. One day I'm gonna start it up just to let you guys hear it run. But yeah, they definitely shot me down on that one. So I kind of like put it to the back burner. Let's see what else we got. Do it. Beat you up the mountain hill. Yeah. Woo! Woo! Tweedledee and Hells on Two Wheels. These are two guys. I respect the both of them, okay? But they are, woo! They say what's on their mind. We'll put it like that. But let me get into the conversation, guys. Let me get into the conversation. Now, what I want to talk about is the new CVO, okay? I've ridden it. I've kind of like, you know, I played with the throttle. I wanted to see how quick it was, and then we put it on the dyno. Now, what my problem has been is all these guys that come on pretty much a Harley page and down the bike because of the price. To down a bike because of the price and nothing really else is kind of like pointless to me, because if you don't own a Harley, right, then you can't come onto a Harley channel and try and disrespect the Harley because you have an Indian or because you have a Gold Wing or you have a Kawasaki, because you feel like your bike excels in other areas that the Harley doesn't. You got to remember this: Harley excels everywhere. They're just like a all over the board type of a motorcycle. Now you're saying, I know you guys want to compare your Indian Chieftain and all the Pursuit and all those things to a CVO, okay? Street Glide, because you're saying a CVO because it's so expensive. So you use the monetary part to kind of take up for your argument. Well, let's take price out of it, and which one is a better bike to you? If you've never ridden one, you don't really have an opinion on one. But I've ridden it. I've ridden plenty of Harleys. I've ridden an Indian before. These guys have been talking about horsepower and how this new CVO doesn't make enough horsepower and all these different things. You guys, you haven't seen the horsepower yet. Nobody has. It hasn't been unleashed, but from a stage 1 bike that makes more than a stage 2, all the rest of the 117s and 114s is already making that type of power. That's saying something. No tune, no real dial in, no real miles on the bike. It's really saying a lot. So I'm not down in Indian. I'm not down in Gold Wing. I'm not down in anybody else's bike. I don't even own a CVO. But I can tell you this, that bike is on another level. It's going to be one of those bikes that shows you how Harley listens to the consumer. When I came out with a video before I even got my hands on the CVO, I pretty much, and I think I hit the nail on the head. They looked at everything we were basically doing aftermarket to our Harleys and put it inside that CVO. Now, we don't know what the specials are gonna look like or the new standard is gonna look like, but for the most part, if they did that for the CVO, they're gonna kind of have to do something for the rest of the guys that don't have that CVO money, but it just shows the direction that they're already going in. These guys haven't came in and tried to copy off an Indian. Everything is better than Indian. Everything is better than what the monitoring system on the Harley is night and day. Okay, let's compare it like this. The Indian may have come out with something first, okay? But Harley came back and put it to perfection, put it into like a lot cleaner form of what Indian tried to take off and do. Like I said, you can't compare in dollar amount of what you're getting out of the two of the motorcycles, because you're never gonna be done with these motorcycles. You're gonna always spend to get something, to get more, to get more. You can't find an Indian that's as fast as a Harley when you go stage for stage. And what I mean by that is, we're not talking about you go to the Indian dealership and I go to the Harley dealership and we build a bike. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you go to aftermarket and I go to aftermarket. Besides on that racetrack, there's no comparison. So just to go back again, Harley listened to everything we had to say. Like I said, saddlebags, windshield, suspension, even down to the handlebars, they changed everything. Like, don't think these guys are just gonna stay in the same spot and just sit behind Indian. Yeah, of course, it's the competition. I'm gonna watch what Indian does and be like, yeah, I can perfect that. Yeah, it might cost a little bit extra money, but there's guys out there spending that money. Might not be me and you, but there's plenty of guys out there spending that money, and it makes for a better product at the end of the day. Now, everybody says, oh, don't buy the very first edition of any motorcycle, any car, or any da. Well, the motor's pretty much the same. Anything else, they're going to be able to fix it like that. You've never had a problem with anything else besides you had the sumping, right? They fixed the sumping. No other problems. There was never like a big transmission problem. There was never a big suspension problem. There was never Harley takes care of their customers, man. Everybody can have a bad experience. Anybody can have a bad something on a motorcycle. It happens all the time. They're making 100,000 of them a year, right? They're doing that. Something might get over tightened. Something might get under tightened. Something might happen. It could happen with anything. We just don't hear about it with Indian because we don't have a lot of Indian people in our faces. Like there's not like everybody pulls up on Indians at bike night. That's not how it happens. Everybody pulls up on Harleys. But what the thing is, I've seen older Harley owners complain about the new Harleys. But you've been complaining about Harleys since they had a 96 motor in it. So you complain about the 103, you complain about the 107, you complain about the 114. I mean, you can't please everybody. Once I made that video, comment after comment. It's got a good, decent amount of views, and I gotta let the people comment, but the comments are like, why are you that's just me. Why are you bashing Harley for stepping their game up? It's not like CVO's been cheap. It's never been a cheap bike. 50 grand, between 50, 58, whatever it was, it's always been an expensive motorcycle. What is such the big deal now? It's not for everybody's pocket. It's definitely not for my pocket. I can't say that. But it's not for everybody's pocket. But the complaint, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. Okay, it's a motorcycle. It's not gonna put you on the back seat and drive itself for you. It's not gonna happen. Let me get back to some comments, guys. What do we got? I guess everybody was just listening. Curtis, what's up, man? Everything's good over here. Matthew, what's going on, brother? I'm answering questions today. Let me see. What else we got on the map? I showed you guys the new seat from badboyzcyclez. It's called the Python. I'm going to be bringing you guys a video on it real soon. It's that 2-up. It's that big guy seat. I'll put it back up in a second because I see I got some more people on here. I'm gonna bring that seat back up on my little platform here. Excuse me. Shit. Yeah, it's that 2-up seat. It's the summer. The wife, the significant other might want to ride. Sometimes, you know. Hold on. You gotta have a good seat for your passenger and the bigger guy. And I want to say 200 pounds, 250, 300, big guys. They made this seat for you guys. They didn't make this seat for a guy my size. I got 3 seats, okay? And my next video, I'm gonna have all 3 of the seats, but just the gist of it, your Freedom, your Venom, and your Python. My opinion, your Freedom seat, matter of fact, I'll show you. I'm gonna do you guys a favor. Hold on, guys, hold on. Let me let you get it in the picture for you. All right, you see that? This is your Freedom, right? Taller guy, fully adjustable backrest. It sits low. depending on, you know, guy might be too tall, might want to sit lower because he's getting a lot of buffeting on his helmet. So this is for something for a guy like that. They have the extended reach version of this seat for the guy with the long legs, right? That's why we rock the Freedom. Fully adjustable backrest, up, down, back, forward, has hinges, has everything. That's what this seat is for, okay? The second seat is the one that's on my bike, the Venom. There's not a lot of adjustability, just the front and back of the backrest. Sits a little higher than the Freedom. Sits a little bit higher than the Freedom and a little wider than the Freedom. Has a little bit more gel padding in the seat. That's it. That's all I can give you on that. But let me go to the granddaddy of the seats. I hope you guys can see it. This is the Python. Guys, remember, it's not set up, so it might look a little funny. Let me bring it back a little bit. Okay, Python seat. The perfect two-up, the perfect big guy seat, okay? I'm going to put out a video on this seat pretty soon, but it's probably 2 inches wider, so an inch on each side, maybe a little bit more. I have to remeasure it than the Venom seat. And the Venom is the widest so far, but this is even bigger. So like I said, 300 pounders, you need a big pillion. This is probably about the same, an extra 1.5 inches on each side, so probably 3 inches wider than the Venom. Venom being the widest seat. It's not a heavy seat, but it's definitely gonna be a popular seat. It's 2-up or it's big guy ready. Let me kind of turn it for you. You can lock the back seat rest in so it doesn't move, or it flips down so you can kick your leg over. It's gonna be a badass seat, guys. Trust me, trust me. I had to have them send me one because I wanted to try this seat out. And you know they always make a beautiful seat anyway. So let me put this back. And let me get back in the saddle over here. All right. Let's see what we came up with since. All right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. Let me see. So am I saying I'm getting one? What part of Florida? I'm in Miami. Now, you're asking me if I'm getting a CVO. That could be possible. There's a few things I'm looking at. Maybe I'll bring a new bike to the channel. Maybe I'll build a bike for the channel. So I'm up in the air. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So I've been kind of like kicking around the idea for a while. Let me scoot over a little bit. I've been kicking around the idea for a while, and I don't know which one I really want to do yet, but something may happen. Something definitely may happen. Let's see what else we got. Matthew, you sent that seat back, right? Send the seat back. You got a warranty, brother. I don't know how many other people really give like a legit warranty like that. Send that seat back. They'll warranty if anything's fading. Black Panther said, what kind of rocket is that? That is a 2020 Jigsaw 1000, sir. Probably haven't been started in 2 months. Matthew, did you reach out to him? Because if you reach out to him, I'm sure they'll try and hook you up. And I don't know if you have the older version of the Venom seat, but just reach out to them, see what they say. They'll probably hook you up, especially if you haven't had it that long. Jay Holmes, what's up, man? Hey, what's up with the bike? You've been keeping quiet over there on me. You didn't tell me much. I don't forget, man. I don't forget. Guys, if you missed it, I kind of went over, maybe watch this video again later. I went over the CVO talk. I put out the video with Georgia CVO. I took it on a test ride. I actually got on it pretty good, and I like it. But it just seems like everybody in the Harley world is only complaining about the price. So now they just automatically don't like it. And I don't think that's fair to the Harley. I just think that's, you know, personal. It's all your opinion and your pocket, but they offer a lot with that bike. Like I said, if I wasn't looking at getting, I am looking at getting another bike, okay? I'll be honest with you. But I don't know what bike I want yet. And I'm not saying I'm changing from a Harley at all, because I'm not doing that. But I have an idea of getting one of two bikes. And one might be a new one, and one might be a used one. And building it. You know, going through the process of the build, or, going through the process of the build, or getting a new bike, traveling with it a little bit, and just, you know, just keeping something to cruise on. But I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. Matthew, definitely. Well, if you're going with the Alcantara, you know, you got to be careful with it when it gets wet. You know, so they do have the performance strip on it now. So that's kind of up to you, though. Jay Holmes, you had to say a Road King. If I was getting a Road King, right, you would be the reason I would be getting a Road King, okay? I like a Road King, man. You can make a Road King a pretty nice bike set up the right way. Not just look like a race bike or something like that. I'm really not going for that, but it is what it is. Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. Matthew, let's talk about it. The markups on the bike is ridiculous. Yes, I understand. But what else are you gonna do? What else can you do? Hopefully, guys, is not making too much noise. But what can you do? Wait for the prices to go down? Maybe. These bikes are on back order. Nobody's really, guys who are buying them are buying them. I don't think there's, you know, if you put your deposit down, you're waiting on yours. These are not the same Harleys from yesterday. These are not the same 2022s. These are not the same. It's like completely different. When I rode the bike, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't feel like I was on a Harley. It felt, remember, and I don't think I mentioned this bike is 30 pounds lighter than your last year's Harley, any of them. Your Street Glide or your Road Glide. If I take a new Road Glide, it's 30 pounds lighter than your Street Glide or your Road Glide from last year. 30 pounds? Where did you find 30 pounds? That's saying something, man. So it's very nimble in the front now. You flip it. It's quick. It's actually a quick bike. You guys looked at the dyno numbers. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You look at all these other people, but they can't dyno the bike in 5th gear. You know, they can't get you what the real number is on those bikes. They got to do it in 4th because the bike won't let you take it to red line. So you're not going to know until these guys break the computer or make a tuner for it. So you guys can really see, you know, how these bikes perform in a stage 1. Somebody's only going to need a stage 1 in these bikes. Trust me. The stage 1 in these bikes are like a stage 2.5. like a stage, like a, maybe even a stage 4 from previous model Harleys. It's making that kind of power. Let me go through my comments. Let's see what we got. Black Panther, what kind of bikes you got, man? You got to get a Hog. How old are you, man? I don't mean to be in your business, but I'm gonna give you, if I can, I'm gonna give you a little knowledge real quick. Tell me how old you are and what kind of bikes you got. Ryan said, how much do I have invested in my bike? You have the best one on the, hey, appreciate it, brother. If I had to guess how much I have invested, I think I did a video on it, man, actually. But I've put more into it since then. I probably got, I mean, that's one of those, it's a competitive bike, right? So when I say competitive, that means everything is not custom built, but it's very high-end everything, okay? So if you want to call it, remember, I got wheels, suspension, install, you know, motor. You're looking at 30,000. Be honest with you, man. You're looking at about 30,000. I'm talking labor included and everything like that, but the bike has a lot going on, a lot. And it's a bike that I can crank up and just ride it all day, not worry about anything. Because I got so many tricks to that bike that keep it the way it is. Listen, a lot of guys will be out there with a bike with a big motor in it and can't ride it anywhere. They do, you know, you see YouTubers doing these 128 builds and high horsepower builds, but they don't ride them unless the weather's perfect. They gotta have cool weather. They gotta have no traffic. They gotta have, you know, all these, you know, special little things on their bikes to keep them running. I put gas on my bike and I go. I can sit in traffic. I can go to South Beach. I can sit and play around in South Beach traffic, Fort Lauderdale Beach traffic. It is what it is. You're going to pay for some of those things. And some of those other dealers, not dealers, some of those other builders, they don't tell you everything you need until you break something. It's just the way it is. Let's see. Let me go back. Sorry, man, I went off on a tangent on that one. Matthew, six grand more. That's a lot for that paint job, man. That is a lot, and especially if they're coming out with a third paint job. If they're coming out with a third paint job, a lot of guys are gonna be mad. There was a guy that messaged me on Instagram earlier. He told me. He asked me, he said, how true is it that it's gonna be a third color option for the CVO? Because he really doesn't want a bright colored bike. He said, man, I don't care if it was black, I want dark color. And I can't give you any information. I just heard there might be a third color. Now, who knows when it's gonna come because the year is coming to a close. But, you know, will they be able to get one to us? Maybe. If they do, I'll be the first one to go out there and try and get my hands on it so you guys can see it. So that's just that. Take a 22 Road Glide Special for half the money and make it better. Matthew, you probably can. The only difference is when you do the things that the new CVO has done already for you, you're going to be at that price. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you. Let's think about it this way. You want to build a nice engine, right? $7,000. And I'm not talking about anything all over the place, stupid expensive. Remember, your exhaust is going to be a couple thousand, $1,500 plus the motor bill, just to be able to keep up with that bike. We're going to stop right there because they got so much more. You know, they got suspension. They got this screen that you can't compete with. You have to try and like what you have now. You know what I mean? Because that's me. I got to like what I have. I'm not putting another radio in there. I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to enjoy what I have, but I cannot deny what the new CVO is. I can't deny that. Nothing. There's nothing and nobody out there that can make. You can put two Indians in my garage and I can still kick them both over because they're not on the same playing field here. Okay, Eric just said the more you see the new CVOs, the better they look. Listen, I've seen them in person. I've touched them. I've sat on them. They don't even sit like our old bikes. And I'm not saying that our bikes are old, but even if you have a 22, it doesn't sit the same. The suspension, how you can sit and just how it feels is not the same. When you crank that thing up and run and ride that bike, it's not the same, guys. Trust me. All right, so Black Panther, let me get to you right now, brother. Let me get to you right now. Gixxer ZX14 and 109 Bobber scooter. Okay, so I have a scooter. I've ridden a 109R. That's a Suzuki, right? ZX14. I've never owned one. I've ridden one, and I've had. Man, if I'm lying, I'm flying. I probably had 10 Gixxers in my life. Probably more. Probably more. I have high boosters. I've had it all. Those bikes are all good and great until you find the fun in a Harley. I let that sink in, because once you find the fun in a Harley, you will put all those bikes to the side. Keep one like me. Yeah, I keep one over there, but he gets no activity. I got Suzuki parts all over my garage. I could probably damn near build another bike with all the Suzuki parts in my garage, but it's just not the same, man. I crank this thing up. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it rides. I love how it slows me down until I want to go fast on it. It's time, brother. It's time. Just go get one. The bobber, I understand why you got one. I mean, it kind of gives you the freedom, a little, it's a little more lively. But take that step and get yourself a roadglide, and I promise you, you won't regret it. I'm 4 years in on Harleys, and I've been a Suzuki Gixxer guy for the last 20 years exactly. 20 years. I've been going fast on those Suzukis. And I won't do it again, though. That's my last one right there. I'll turn it into an antique. Eric said the VIN number still CVO, always better for resale value. Ta-da! You never lose your value with a CVO. I don't care if you bought a CVO, right? You traded it in next week. If they knock any money off, the next guy behind you who's buying it, he's paying the same price you paid originally. I can guarantee you. They hold that value, man. People don't get rid of these bikes like that. That's why a lot of people are saying, oh, I'm sticking to my CVO or my 20-something Harley. Yes, I understand. Your bike is holding its value, but you have to wait and see what the new special is going to bring to the table. Okay, that's going to be the kick in the pants. We got to see what the special and the standard is going to be like to really say, all right, this is what it's going to be. Guys, when I made that video, before I even put my hands on the CVO, everything I named, when I went to the dealer to let Stogie at Palm Beach Harley explain to you guys what they did with the bike, I was spot on across the board. He basically repeated everything I said about how they're making it performance oriented now. These bikes aren't slow. This bike is fast as SHIT. Just because they look heavy and clunky, not everybody's bike is like that. It's not grandpa's bike. It's the 22-year-olds are buying these bikes now, right? You know what I mean? This is a $30,000 bike these 20-year-olds are out here buying. The Harley's really doing their job. So the guys that, still are stuck in the past, you're going to have to, you can stay there and you get left behind. Okay, so Matthew said, when is the price too much in my opinion? When I can't afford it. Be honest with you. If I say, hey, look, I don't want to spend $1,000 a month. I don't have an extra $1,000 a month. Man, we got one life to live. I don't have an extra $1,000 a month to pay for a motorcycle only. Then the price is too expensive, but that's just for me. Might not be that way for you or anybody else. I think that last year's CVO was what, $50,000 as well. Okay, so now I'm paying $900 a month. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's all about what you want. If that's your number one hobby and that's all you got, some guys got these, expensive cars. They're spending that $1,000 a month, and that's probably their secondary car. Let's keep going. But they are pricey. They are pricey. Let's see. I had a Yamaha, my brother let me ride his Harley and it was over. Didn't even make So MoDog70 said he had a Yamaha. I don't know what Yamaha it was, but he rode his buddy's Harley and it was over from there. He didn't even want his own bike anymore. Now, Harley is one of those bikes that are fun to ride. Well, let's talk about the new ones. They're fun to ride and they have the look. What's not to like about the bike? Most of us have, around 2019, 2017 and up. We have an M8. We have that Milwaukee 8 look, that sound. That's what everybody's into now. But as soon as they changed it, now nobody wants to mess with the new bike. And listen, man, it comes with the times, guys. It is what it is. From Chicago, and if it ain't big wheel, it ain't nothing. Duffel Bags just said that. Duffel Bags, I got a story for you. I had a street glide before this, right? I don't know if you saw it or not, but all depending on who you ride with is how you're gonna set your bike up. Guarantee it. If you ride with big wheel guys, your bike is gonna be a big wheel bike. You ride with guys that have loud music, you're gonna have loud music. If you ride around with the stunners and the racers, that's what you're gonna be. That's it. Cajun HG, hey, it ain't hard at all to trailer these bikes, all right? Everybody always trying to shoot a shot, man. Listen, I throw my bike on the trailer so fast, I don't care. When I get there, I'm still gonna smell like Tom Ford cologne. Let's see what we got. Fast really doesn't equal performance. I think the bikes need to brake and handle also, just my opinion. Them Robinsons, you're absolutely right. Not everybody wants to go fast. Not everybody wants to go in a straight line. And a lot of the times, if the bike doesn't brake or turn, it's like a boat. Like there's no point in having it. Now, my bike, for instance, because I have such a different riding style, I haven't upgraded my brakes. I haven't upgraded my rotors. Only thing I've upgraded is my suspension. I feel like I can do that when I need to, but I don't ride curves. I don't really do that with my bike. That's just me. Not to say it can't do it, but I just don't do it. A lot of the times I think about my saddlebag scraping, I think about something scraping, and then I just don't do it. So the guys who are building those performance bikes have all that already. CVO has turned around and built all that in one bike. The new CVO is all that in one bike. Let me see. Going right along. I'd like to see the third color. I want to get one. I'll be the 20. Okay. So Georgia's 22 Envious Green CVO is one of those colors that not everybody could get their hands on. I don't know how he picked that out from a book because I couldn't see the flame in it, and from behind the bike is just black. You can't even see the bike. But the sides of it looks good. They did something different with that bike, and then he touches it and puts his own twist on those bikes. So Jay Holmes said that, did George find a racing Sturgis? I don't think he went there for that, man. We don't always like to bully people. I think he just went to put some miles on that bike, actually. He put that new CVO out there and put some miles on it. And you got to remember, he's one of those guys that are going to take that bike and test it and see where it can fail. And if it doesn't fail and he's on it, then anything else, anybody comes up with a little problem, that's one off. It's maybe not one off, but it's like seldom. I remember seeing Fuel Moto have problems with one that they had, and I think it was leaking oil from like one of the, maybe the derby, not the derby cover, maybe the timing cover, like it was leaking or something. I don't really remember. You guys can go and check, but that's one thing about owning a brand new bike. I mean, sometimes guys, when they build these bikes, they didn't tighten up everything. I mean, who knows? Remember, there's not much that has changed on the outsides of the motor of the new CVO. You can still bolt up the same exhaust from from a 2017 M8 all the way up to a 2022 on the bike. The sensor cover was leaking. Okay, yeah. You can still bolt that stuff up. It's not that much is changing, guys. They're just trying to find a way for the bike to be more efficient. That's why they did the VVT, to get more power out of it. Now, they did do that. They did do that. They did get it to where it doesn't have to feel like a bunch of power, but the power comes on quicker, okay? So that's what we want. We don't need, 150 foot-pound of torque and 150 horsepower. We just need 125 horsepower to get there fast. Let's see what else we got. Jay Holmes, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very interesting. I'll tell you why later. I can't tell you why right now. Oh, thank you. Yeah. My bike is definitely not for the curves. It is 4 straight line. I can go around curves. I just don't. I've never been a curve guy a day in my life. When I would get on and my boys would be riding, and that was never for me. It was just never for me. Just put me in a straight line. Let me do my thing. Let me build my bike to do, purpose-built things. But yeah, that was that. So, guys, can we stop hating on the new CVO, please? It's a bad bike. If you haven't gotten your hands on one, please try to go to dealership, at least sit on a bike. If you don't believe me, soon as you sit on that bike and it doesn't change your mind, I'm the liar. Okay? I'm the how about this? It's worth the money. How about that? It is worth the money. I don't say many things are worth the money. Okay? I don't say that often, but that's one of the motorcycles that is worth the money. Uh-oh, Lady Will said yes. Lady Will, when you coming down here for this ride? We supposed to be going to the Keys or what? So since she said yes, I gotta say this. Black Panther, I rented hogs and road coast. Okay, just not my style. Teach his own. Black Panther, you need some horsepower up under you. That's all. I was the same way. I was so bored on my Harley until I got a little bit of horsepower. All I needed was a stage 2 and I was hooked. Once you feel that these bikes really can go, get out of the way and go and get in front of the pack and do all those other things, that's when you start enjoying these bikes, guaranteed. All-American-cycles to the front. Yes, they definitely do beat up on a lot of bikes. I got 5 more minutes and I'm out of here, guys, so get your questions in. Yeah, George don't tell much, man. Yeah, he's kind of loyal to, the customer, and he wants to see people, smile once they get their bike, and especially when they hear it. These bikes are something to hear. I know how they may sound on, on YouTube and different things like that. It's not the same, guys. Trust me, my bike shakes the ground. My bike blows your drink over if it's behind. I've done it before. It does all that. When I crank the bike up, guys, usually, and especially if I'm at like, a spot where everybody's just hanging out, I'll tell people, hey, excuse me, you don't want this bike cranking up by you. And when it cranks, people don't believe me, and it scares the shit out of them. Because, a cold start on a bike like that, is something. And when I tap the gas, it's ringing that ear. So, I got to warm it up a little bit, and then I can make it dance. I can take off. But those bikes are definitely, something else. Lady Will, I'm coming. Don't worry. Y'all come by here and pick me up on y'all way down to the Keys. I'll do a burn and turn real quick. I'm not sure how y'all are doing it for Labor Day, but I'll definitely take that ride. So Matthew's asking me the price of a stage 2. Matthew, let me tell you this. I can't give you a price. I'll be honest with you because there's so many variables to the price. exhaust is mainly the key component here, especially if you're trying to get something where you're going to get a nice sound and some nice power out of it. You know, exhaust can go from 1,000, 1,500, $2,000. You know what I mean? For something that's quality. So take that plus, you know, your labor and your parts for your stage 2. Could be looking at $4,000, 35, you know, $5,000, just all depending on that exhaust too. So that's your price range right there. What I will tell you is a sad story, real quick. Buddy of mine went to the dealer, okay? Got a stage 2 done. Without me knowing he was doing a stage 2. He's actually a buddy of my buddies, okay? He just, you know, I just call him a buddy now. He goes and gets a stage 2 done at Harley, gets the bike back. The bill is this long. And I'm like, oh, okay. But when he brings the bike around, I didn't even know he got the stage 2 done. Oh, so left slip-on exhaust on there, no head pipe, no real thump to the bike, and no tune to the bike, okay? Now, this is Harley. I can't make this up. They put in a can tune. You know what a can tune is? That's when we just put the little, like a fuel box on it. Here you go. And we don't run it on a dyno. And here's your cam in there. You don't know what size it is, but it won't thump. And we're not going to change your exhaust because this is going to work for you. But we're going to give you an upgraded oil pump. Now, the bike is a 2019. And he brings the bike, and I'm like, if they did a stage 2 for you, show me the paperwork. Guys, I'm not trying to disrespect the dealer, but this is what they do. He had a cam that was so small that it didn't make sense to even put it in there. You know, if you're gonna put a cam in a bike, you know, it needs to be at least a 460 something, in my opinion. Don't give me a 430 or 440. I might as well have a stock cam in there. So you need a 460 something or better. If you're gonna do a stage 2, if you're gonna pay $5,000, make sure you get a full exhaust. Make sure you get what your money is can be stretched for. I mean, don't let these guys just bully you around because you come out of there and they don't even put on a dyno, so you don't know if it's tuned correctly. It's kind of a waste. So, and you can't go backwards. What can you do? You know what I mean? But I didn't want to tell that sad story. I hope he's not watching. But it's a sad story to tell because guys get beat like that all the time. Because they don't want to go to the aftermarket. And I understand why, but if you're not on a warranty, what difference does it make anyway? If your bike's a 2019 and you're not on a warranty, and even if you bought that extended 20-year extension on your warranty, who cares? Bolt-on parts will not do anything to your bike at all. The cam is a bolt-on part. All right, let's see what else we got. In lies the rub. How do you find good shops in your area? Word of mouth, sir. Jumpin' Jack said, how do you find good shops in your area? Word of mouth. Especially when you have YouTube. Just YouTube the shop. They don't have any videos? I'll travel. Sometimes you have to, you know, we love our bikes, man. This is our hobby. This is our biggest hobby. This is what we enjoy. Even if we're not riding it, this is what we enjoy. So for me to say, hey, let me get my buddy and let's go take a 7-hour trip so I can go drop my bike off at such and such shop, that's an adventure for us, man. Hey, listen, I get giggly trying to do it. You know what I mean? Let's go take these bikes and both get such and such done. Let's go get a stage 2 done at such and such a shop. All right, man, let's go do it. Jay Holmes with the 13 hours. Hey, man, next time you come down here, man, you better make sure I see you, brother. So even if you just take the drive, you are happy at the end result. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the end result. Harley guys aren't really cheap. They just want to spend their money wisely, okay? I know that. If you tell me the price is XYZ, if I can find it in my budget, plus a little gas money, I'm on the way. If I know it's gonna be right, I'm on the way. There's no point in me trying to figure out, oh, you know, maybe I should go to this shop because it's closer or this shop because it's close. No. Lady Will can tell you right now. She came here and got a 2 for 2 special. I ain't gonna say 2 for 1. 2 for 2 special. She got 2 bikes done, plus a sound system done, and then when they get the bike back, they love it. I can't make it up. Hey, your wife has to love it too. Guys, if you out there and you married, your wife has to love this because she has to understand that, hey, we don't spend this kind of money every day. We don't intend to. We intend to buy once, cry once, leave it at that. And that's how I like to do it myself. But yeah, that's how you find a good shop. That's exactly how you find a good shop. Come down to Florida. That's even easier. You can't miss. I'm telling you, I have not had anybody with a real bad experience that couldn't be fixed from All American Cycles. I just got so lucky to run into the guys from, well, George from All American Cycles and have him, you know, do my bike. And halfway through this thing, I'm like, whoa. Let's start recording this because I know it's going to turn out good. I got word of mouth from a couple of other people, but I felt it. I've been racing long enough that you'll know, you kind of pick up on things from other people who, you know, kind of like do that, you know, performance stuff. And, you know, that's how you know you're at the right place sometimes too. So now Jay Holmes says every shop is not performance oriented. That is very true. And I've explained why people say that. And listen, I understand some people are on a budget, but when you go to a shop, that builder should tell you everything you need to make your bike the complete package for you to enjoy it. I can't tell you later on that you should upgrade this because now it's broken. Buy once, cry once. There's no point in me going out and trying to put, you know, all these miles on the bike and, you know, twist the gas every now and then, and then something goes wrong. Well, what went wrong, you could have told me and I could have just paid for it the first time. I only want my bike in the shop when I need it to be there. When I want it to be there, I should say it that way. Not when it has to be there, when I want it to be there. So, what else we got, guys? I done ran over my time. But I hope you guys got something out of this live. I hope it's got those CVO guys straight. Again, if you got a price with the CVO, if you got a problem with the price of the CVO, it's not for you. That's all it is. Don't try to compare it to anything else because of the price and trying to say this bike has this and this bike has that and they're cheaper. They're not the same bike. They're definitely not the same bike. And this bike is on a whole nother level. These CVOs are on a whole nother level. I don't have one, I'm just pointing. But the CVO is on a whole nother level. So, guys, until the next time, appreciate you for joining me. Don't forget, look out for that seat video. It's going to be coming soon, all right? Till next time, peace.